Are you struggling with paying your Piedmont Natural Gas bill online? In the next few minutes, I'll show you an easy step-by-step process, saving you time and hassle. Stay tuned. But, to truly appreciate this process, we first need to ask a pretty fascinating question. How is massive utility infrastructure funded in the first place? And how does that macro-level funding directly connect to the simple, everyday process of effortlessly paying your bill online? It's literally a journey from Wall Street straight to your kitchen stove. Let's get into it. Okay, here's a quick look at the roadmap for our explainer today. We'll start with 1, funding the gas grid, then move to 2, the utility revenue engine, 3, digital payment pathways, 4, residential versus business fees, 5, third-party fintech integrations, and finally 6, managing utility hardships. All right, starting right off with Section 1, funding the gas grid, focusing on institutional finance. So to really understand what we're funding when we hit pay on our smartphones, think about it for just a second. How do utility companies actually afford the staggering upfront costs of building out pipelines, storage grids, and processing facilities? And they have to do all this before a single customer is ever even billed for using natural gas. Well, the answer lies in institutional finance. Let's dive into the scale of this. Think about a 1994 commitment for a financial guarantee insurance policy that guarantees nearly $60 million in municipal revenue bonds. $60 million. That really anchors the sheer mind-boggling scale of utility debt. Utilities have to borrow massive sums of money on institutional markets to lay the groundwork, literally, for the services that we rely on every day. They absolutely need tens of millions of dollars before the gas ever even starts flowing. Moving right along to Section 2, the utility revenue engine. We're going from Wall Street to Main Street. So how does this massive mountain of institutional debt actually get serviced? It relies on this fascinating financial circulatory system. On one hand, you have millions in institutional debt, represented by municipal bonds. But on the other hand, you have a modern residential gas bill for, say, a totally normal $23.54. This right here is exactly how that debt is paid off. Your individual micro-consumer revenue is the literal engine keeping the entire macro grid running. By paying your bill, you are actively participating in a massive financial ecosystem. Okay, Section 3, digital payment pathways. Let's look at frictionless systems. Let's get down to the step-by-step details of how you actually make these payments. The absolute easiest way to manage your account, save yourself time, and even help out the environment by going paperless is through the authenticated My Account portal. To set this up, you just visit the official Piedmont Natural Gas website and create a profile. Now, obviously, security is totally paramount here. To tie your digital identity to your actual physical gas meter, the system requires 2 unique variables: your multi-digit utility account number, which you can easily find on any past bill, and your exact service address zip code. Once you're in, it's super convenient. You can view your payment history, track your gas usage over time, and even set up security questions to reset your own password later if you happen to forget it. But what if you're in a huge rush and just don't want to log in? Maybe you forgot your password, or maybe you're paying a bill for a family member. Piedmont does offer an unauthenticated pay-as-a-guest pathway. However, to ensure cybersecurity and stop unauthorized access to your account data, they use a pretty strict 4-step data matching protocol. To bypass standard logging in, you've got to input the active account number, the correct geographic zip code, and then, this is key, enter a primary contact email address twice. Doing it twice prevents transcription errors and ensures your payment confirmation receipts go directly to you securely. Now, for those of you who prefer a completely hands-off approach to guarantee you never miss a payment, there's the automatic bank draft, also known as autopay. You just enter your checking or savings routing numbers into your account, and the system automatically deducts the exact outstanding balance on your invoice's net due date. It's great because this maximizes your cash retention. Your money stays in your bank account until the absolute last possible day. But hey, one crucial precaution here. This automated sweep only activates on the next billing invoice generated after you enroll. So if you have a balance sitting there right when you sign up, you definitely still have to pay that one manually. Moving to Section 4, residential versus business. Let's compare those fee structures. The utility has to balance merchant processing rules, and this leads to a pretty stark divide based on what kind of customer you are. For residential accounts, digital processing is completely free. Piedmont just absorbs the cost, allowing you to use all major credit cards or even digital wallets like Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, and Venmo through their Speed Pay framework. It's super smooth. But take a look at business accounts. Commercial entities get hit with a 2.75% convenience surcharge just to offset those high credit card interchange fees. And get this, as of June 1, 2022, Visa is entirely excluded for business accounts. So if you're running a business, you're restricted to MasterCard, Discover, or American Express, and you literally have to just eat that surcharge. Section 5. Third-party fintech integrations. Let's talk about alternative apps. So, what if you want to use an app that exists entirely outside of Piedmont's native billing system? There's a growing number of these alternative platforms out there. Let's quickly look at two of the prominent ones. First is Defer It. For a subscription and a 99-cent fee per bill, they actually split your gas bill into 4 equal payments due every 2 weeks. What's really unique here is that Defer It pays the utility in full immediately, which completely protects you from late fees. On the other hand, we have Doxo. This is basically a consolidated directory where you can manage all your household bills in one single app. However, Doxo is unaffiliated with Piedmont. Because of that, payments routed through them might suffer from extended posting delays, which seriously increases your risk of a service interruption if you're paying too close to the deadline. Just something to keep in mind. Now, if you need to step away from the computer entirely, you absolutely have offline options, but you really need to pay attention to the processing speeds here. If you need a payment to clear immediately, like right now, to avoid a disconnection, you can use the 24/7 SpeedPay automated phone system, though it does carry a $3.50 processing fee. You can also pay in person with cash at authorized stations, places like Walmart. If you're old school and prefer physical checks, Standard Postal Mail to their Charlotte P.O. Box has a 7 to 10 day processing latency, so plan ahead. For urgent paper payments, they do have a separate address for overnight couriers like FedEx or UPS, which will post the next business day. Okay, bringing us to Section 6, managing utility hardships and support programs. Beyond all the systems and infrastructure, we really have to focus on the human element at the bottom of the financial funnel. Piedmont operates under strict state regulations across the Carolinas and Tennessee, and they offer several specialized programs for folks who might be struggling. For low-income assistance, there's the Share the Warmth Roundup, where funds get distributed directly to local agencies. For budgeting, the Equal Payment Plan, or EPP, is honestly fantastic. It smooths out those massive winter seasonal spikes by letting you pay one predictable, equalized amount every single month. They also offer flexible payment arrangements if you happen to fall behind, alongside a bunch of energy-saving tools to help lower your overall usage. As Sasha Weintraub, a senior vice president at Piedmont, essentially points out, if you're having a hard time, just avoiding the bill is definitely not going to help. The crucial point here is that communicating early can prevent service disconnection entirely. They actually want to get you on a flexible payment schedule. Doing so mitigates way more significant financial challenges later and helps you get right back on track. So if you ever find yourself in a bind, need to set up a payment arrangement, or if you're dealing with advanced troubleshooting or any cybersecurity concerns with your account, please empower yourself by reaching out. You can contact Piedmont Natural Gas Support directly at 800-752-7504. Also, their official website's FAQ section is an incredibly robust resource for those common, everyday questions. Well, we've tracked the whole journey, right? From a $59 million municipal bond all the way down to a fast, secure digital payment right from your smartphone. It is a massive system, mostly designed to be totally invisible to you. But it leaves us with a really provocative final thought. As these digital payment pathways continue to evolve, how do we best balance corporate financial health with universal consumer accessibility? How do we ensure everyone can affordably keep the heat on? I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts and your own bill pay experiences in the comments below. Finally, please note this required disclaimer. This video aims to provide guidance and is not affiliated with Piedmont Natural Gas. For specific account issues or official information, please directly contact Piedmont Natural Gas through their official communication channels. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.